Laughter Out of the Sea by Maxwell I. Gold. I saw a grotesque mass of faces, laughing skulls with broken teeth, compounded together by moist layers of sediment, rock, and regret, climbing from the awful, salty depths of the sea. Higher and higher they rose, with corpulent girth and bulk, dripping coarse beads of ocean sweat, cackling and rupturing the sanguinity of my thoughts with a thunderous guffaw. I spied cluttered heaps of clay and flesh, smudging the horizon, slopping together abstract shapes and colors as they swallowed the stars themselves. Their laughter was terrifying, infectious, and cruel. By nightfall, windows had shattered throughout the city, and buildings sulked in the wake of these silvery, iridescent visages, immeasurable in size and dimension, splintering the molten foundations of the earth. No one understood or cared to understand the evil rising from the bosom of the planet, boiling over with callous humor and wicked hunger. Gnashing teeth of smiling masks gnawed at the roots of the world. This insatiable cyberlust, forged in the wild, broken consciousness of humanity's most terrible nightmares, wrought a tattered and wretched plight on the whole of the world. Everyone around me couldn't help but cower, worship even, the phenomena congesting the darkness, towering in multitudinous numbers like a demented pantheon of laughing gods. My body was aching, convulsing, and twisted in shapes indescribable as my very bones cracked and popped. As I was felled as if by some unnatural cachinnation, a wild music reverberated throughout my misshapen corpse. I'd become an unholy pipe organ blasting out abusive melodies of bedlam. I couldn't stop laughing, even as tears and blood poured from my eyes. My snorting and chuckling spasms grew worse, even as the inconceivable possibilities lurking beyond my future, beyond my face, became all too certain. I couldn't help but laugh at the pathetic clay men whose prayers meant nothing as static and death consumed the salty, bitter night air. And yet, the faces continued to multiply, growing even larger, birthing more thunderous cackles, causing my ears to bleed and burn with an unwilling happiness. Their hollow eye sockets were clogged by a mass of dead squids, mollusks, and other unfortunate creatures. Like tears, phosphorescent, miasmic trails of ink, slime, and fungus slammed onto the streets, congealing in heaps of thick sludge that slowly chewed through everything, the city becoming a bloated pile of bubbling ink. Faces, and more faces, exploded from the sea with vehement intensity, rising faster, covered in ugly barnacles and foul blooms drenched in brine and poison. Soon, the city had become nothing, the world enamored by laughing faces, swallowing the stars and the sea and the clay men who foolishly sought to worship them. Nothing mattered in the laughter of the cyber gods as they rose higher and higher, with corpulent girth and bulk, dripping coarse beads of ocean sweat, cackling with a thunderous guffaw. And the world saw me, a grotesque mass of faces, laughing skulls with broken teeth, compounded together by moist layers of sediment, rock, and regret, climbing out of the awful, salty depths of the sea.